Coffee cup on the Karen, if 16 from last July. Sun sneaks through the curtain, dust just dances in the light. Miss Wheeler on the chair back, one sleeve hanging to the floor. Funny how the little things still wait for you at that door. Yes, I'm still in love with you. Same old song, same old blues. Every road I walk on through somehow leads me back to you. I try to move on, try this town, but every street just circles round to a front porch, to that sundress, to the way your name still sounds. Still talking the same spot underneath that busted sign. Ray laughed about the letters, swore they'd fall on us in time. We grab fries from Middy's Diner, drive out where the black tie bends, watch the headlights disappear, talk like we were more than friends. Guess I'm still in love with you. Same old song, same one roots. Every road I walk on through somehow leads me back to you. I tried to move on, tried this town, but every turn just doubles down on that gravel road, on that first kiss, on the way your name still sounds. Mama still says she sees me buying gas out Highway 10. She just smiles and says, you know, son, she talks about you now and then. I just nod and change the subject, talk about weather, talk about rain. But when I'm driving home alone, every drop spells out your name. Tell me, do you still remember? That's a town County fair. You got stuck up on the Ferris wheel and tangled in your hair. Guess I'm still in love with you. Same blue eyes, same old truth. Every plan I'm walking through feels like it was meant for two. I try to move on, try this town, but every drink just wears me down to that soft smile, to that soft sound. The way your name still sounds. I say time is like a healer, I say time's a stubborn mule. Dragged you through the same old memories back behind that high school, where we carved our little initials in the bark of that old tree. You wrote forever's just a word, but it meant something then to me. Do you ever drive past there now? See two letters out of clerks? Do you ever roll your window down? Feel something burning up like us? Guess I'm still in love with you. No matter what I say or do. cut, gonna move on. A coffee cup, gonna move on. Cause I'm still in love with you. Yes, I'm still in love with you. No matter what I say or do. Like it rainbow. Yes, I'm still in love with you. Coffee cup on count. Yes, I'm still in love with you. Cause I'm still in love with you. Cause I'm still. Met you at a county fair, August heat in the evening air. You laughed when I lost that ring toss game. You said, boy, you aim like you're half asleep. Cotton candy on your cheek, right there I learned your name. You had boots older than that dress, frayed ham, little sunflower mess, dust on the toes like you'd been everywhere. And I asked if you'd save me one slow song. You said maybe if you sing along. I swore I'd find the nerve somewhere. Now it's dust on my boots, you and my heart, and mud on this truck, but it still starts. Every road I take just leads me back to you. From that rusted gate on your daddy's land to a folded note in your working hand, baby, every mile and scar is proof I've got dust on my boots, but I've got you. First date was that gravel road, tailgate down, sky full of gold. You traced your name in the fogged up rear view glass. You said, promise me you won't forget every sunset that we ain't seen yet. I said, darling, time can take its chance. We talked about leaving this one-stop town, but your mom got sick, you stayed around. I learned love ain't big plans, it's little things, like folding shirts in that old shop light, counting change late into the night. You still wore that fairground ring. Dust on my boots, you and my heart, grease on my hands from this worn out pod, fixing up dreams that we drive until they're through. From that corner booth at the only bar to a midnight call under scattered stars. house went dark, but our hands stayed warm. We danced round candles on the kitchen floor. Your laugh said, look, the world's gone black, still can't shake this fool off my back. I said, he ain't running anymore. We didn't have much, but we had grace. Hand-me-down couch, tiny place, roof like to leak when the rain came hard. You taped a bucket above our bed, said we'll call it music instead, and we fell asleep to that dripping heart. Dust on my boots, you and my heart, rain in a pan like a fragile art. We turned every crack into something shining through. From the grocery list on a crumpled note to the coffee stain on your Sunday coat, baby, every little stain was me and you. I've got dust on my boots, but I've got you. I've got you, but I've got you. People talk big about roses and diamonds, champagne, high city slick timing, but love's in the quiet when the paychecks are thin. In a late night drive when you're too tired to smile and you still reach over that last half mile, lay your head on my shoulder again. I still see you in that porch light glow, rocking chair, my old banjo. You hum off key just to watch me grin. You read those books with your tired eyes, circle houses we can't afford to buy, then draw a heart around the one we're in. Dust on my boots, you and my heart, paint on your hands from your wild day art, turning these plain walls into some sweet view. From a Monday stew in that dented pot to the garden rose in our backyard plot, baby, every crooked line runs straight to you. I've got dust on my boots, but I've got you. I've got you. I've got you. Years roll by like an old dirt track, some days smooth, some days crack. We hit some holes that almost broke our frame. That winter your daddy passed on slow, you wore his jacket in the snow, cried in the truck till you said my name. The smoke's dancing in the sunbeam through the kitchen pane, just like it did that summer when the world felt fresh as rain. Your mama's apron on the hook, the scent of biscuits warm, and outside the cicadas coming through the coming storm. We were young, we were foolish, we were brave, we were bold. Story in the making, waiting to unfold. Oh, that faded photograph creased right down the middle. You with your shy smile, me with my old fiddle. Time might blur the edges and the colors might all fade, but the memory of your hand in mine, that's a promise heaven made. Yeah, a promise heaven made. We'd walk down to the creek bed where the willows hung so low, watch the minnows dart and shimmer in the current's gentle flow. You point out every wildflower and give each one a silly name, while I carve our initials in a sycamore tree's frame. That tree's still standing tall now, testament to time. Just like the love we planted, the ceiling so sublime. Evenings on the porch swing, the crickets starting their tune, talking about our future beneath the harvest moon. You'd lay your head upon my chest, I feel your steady beat, swearing we conquer mountains with calloused hands and feet. We didn't have much money, just a whole lot of hope, and our love that felt as boundless as the skies wide, endless scope. Oh, that faded photograph creeps right down the middle. You with your shy smile, me with my old fiddle. Time might blur the edges, and the colors might all fade, but the memory of your hand in mine, that's a promise heaven made. Yeah, promise heaven made. Then came the lean years, when the crops just wouldn't grow. The worry etched around your eyes, a silent, weary show. But you never once complained, never let your spirit bend. Always found a silver lining right up till the very end. You'd hum a gospel hymn low while patching up my jeans. The strongest woman I ever knew, it truly saved. laughing at the window, coffee steam on your cheeks, bare feet on that old time, humming something off-key. Sun sneaking through the curtains, dust dancing in the air. I said, if this ain't heaven, then I don't think heaven's there. 'Cause I could sit on this front porch forever, watch your hair catch that late August sky. Every crack in this concrete is better with your hand in mine, letting the day roll by. If this old house falls down altogether, if the good times pack up and drive, I don't need much, just you and this weather, and a front porch forever by your side. You were mad about the dishes, I was late home from town. You talk with your hands flying, I just tried not to drown in the flood of your blue eyes, in the way your voice shakes when you think that I'm not listening, though I always stay. 'Cause I could sit on this front porch forever, even when thunder splits the sky. We can fight about nothing and then get better, losing find each other in the same old life. If this old house falls down altogether, if the good times pack up and drive, I don't need much, just you and this weather, and a front porch forever by your side. First time that you kissed me, truck door swam too hard, color on the ceiling, from dancing to some song. Oh yeah, you fell asleep on newspapers, rolled up in my shirt. I carried you to our tangled sheets, swearing I'd never let you hurt. And the doctor said the word once, you just nodded, stay brave. You cut your hair in the bathroom, laughed and said less time to shave. I learned to tie bandanas, you learned to trust my lies, when I swore you looked like sunshine with that tired in your eyes. Every storm we walked through shaking, still your fingers laced with mine, turned our fear into a promise. One more day is still on time, and we just sat on this front porch together, counting pills and passing time. You'd say, tell me about forever, I'd say, girl, it looks like you tonight. If this old house falls down altogether, if the good times pack up and drive, I don't need much, just you and this weather, and a front porch forever by your side. There's a crack in the step by your rocking chair from the night that you danced in the rain. There's a dent in the rail where you threw your ring when I forgot your birthday again. I'm sorry, there's a hard carved paint in the splitter wood, two initials, 1 July. Every mark on this porch tells the story of every reason why. Kids grew like summer corn, shoes by the door in piles, homework on the table, braces, tears, crooked smiles. You cried when our boy left for a town 3 hours away. I held you on this old swing till the sky turned gray. Now it's quieter at supper time, just a clock and what we say. We move a little slower, let the songs all fade, but you still steal my flannel, claim it when the nights turn cold. You still reason why. There's a crack in the step by your rocking chair from the night that you danced in the rain. There's a dent in the rail where you threw your ring when I forgot your birthday again. I'm sorry. There's a heart carved paint in the splintered wood, 2 initials, 1 July. Every mark on this porch tells the story of every reason why. Kids grew like summer corn, shoes by the door in piles, homework on the table, braces, tears, crooked smiles. You cried when our boy left for a town 3 hours away. I held you on this. You were pouring drinks in a town I'd never heard of, name tag crooked on your flannel shirt, laughing with the locals like you'd known them forever. I was just a stranger tracking down my herd. Boots full of gravel dust on my jacket, truck full of boxes and goodbye plans. You slid me a coffee on the house real quiet, said you look tired, take a minute if you can. I wasn't looking for a long ride, just a tank of gas and a place to hide, but your smile turned a stop into a start. Now every road I take, every mile, every scar keeps leading down these back roads to your heart. Yeah, somehow all these back roads keep running to your heart. You asked what brought me way out where the map ends. I said just trying to outrun yesterday. You said I get that, but eventually it catches. Then you pointed out the window at the fields of hay. You said you can plant that pain or you can burn it. Either way it's gonna change the ground. I didn't know it then, but in that moment you were turning my whole story around. I wasn't looking for a long ride, just a tank of gas and a place to hide, but your voice turned to silence into art. Now every road I take, every mile, every scar keeps leading down these back roads to your heart. Yeah, somehow all these back roads keep running to your heart. You closed up early on a Tuesday night, said let's go watch the sun fall off that ridge. We sat on the tailgate sharing cold fried chicken, swinging worn-out boots from that rusted bridge. You told me about the daddy that never came home, the first boy who left you at the county fair. How you learned to dance alone in your bedroom till you didn't need somebody standing there. And I've been the kind to leave before the leaving, to pull away before the engine starts. But you held your gaze like you believed in all the broken things inside my heart. I wasn't looking for a long ride, just a passing face on a quiet night. But your hand found mine in the dark. Now every road I take, every mile, every scar keeps leading down these back roads to your heart. Yeah, somehow all these back roads keep running to your heart. We painted that spare room a Sunday yellow. You hummed off key with the radio on. I tripped on the ladder, you laughed till you cried. I swear that sound could raise the dawn. Burned the first biscuit, smoked out the kitchen dog, tracking footprints on the hardwood floor. We kissed in the hallway through the sprinklers, dripping like we couldn't ask this life for more. Then your mama called crying on a Thursday, doctor's words heavy hanging in the air. You tried to fold the grief up, keep it tidy, but it felt like laundry on the kitchen chair. We drove through the night to that big white building. You stared at your hands, I watched you shake. I said, I don't have answers, I just got presents. I'm not going anywhere, come whatever breaks. I wasn't made for all the right lines, I still get tongue-tied at the worst times. But you let my quiet do its part. Now every road I take, every mile, every scar keeps leading down these back roads to your heart. Yeah, somehow all these back roads. We've had storms that rattled every window, fights that left my truck door slammed. Nights I slept facing the drywall, wondering who the hell I am. But every dawn there's coffee on the counter, the way you say my name so soft. And I remember in the small things that real love don't trade, it just costs. Last week I found a ring in a used case showcase, tiny little diamond with a crooked shine. Salesman said it ain't much, but it's honest, I said. Met you in a bar off Highway 9, neon on your face, but your eyes were kind. You laughed at my boots, said this ain't some rules. I said yeah, but tonight they're yours to hold. 2 cheap beers and a George Strait song. You were humming off key, so I sang along. We were both a little lonely, a little too true. Didn't know I was meeting the end of my blues. Now I'm halfway home to you. Every mile marker feels like something new. Got your picture on my dash, heart beating like it might just crash. You're my map, my sign, my view. Every road I take runs straight to you. I was lost, I was passing through. Now I'm halfway home to you. I don't trust words, boys talk too sweet. I said give me some time and a front porch seat. So we sat there late, watching fireflies drift. You let down your guard like a slow sunrise shift. You told me about scars that you never showed. Your dad in his bottle, how you had to grow too fast, too soon. In a small town storm, I held your hand, promised to keep you warm. Now I'm halfway home to you. Every mile marker feels like something new. Got your picture on my dash, sign, my view. Every road I take runs straight to you. I was lost, I was passing through. Now I'm halfway home to you. Remember that winter when the pipes all burst? We were broke as the jokes on my faded work shirt. You were dancing in socks on that flooded floor. Said if this is love, I don't need much more. Wrapped up in quilts that your mama stitched. Heat turned off but the moonlight switched on every dream we were scared to chase. You drew a little house, scribbled our last name, and you asked me quiet, do you see this too? I laughed through the shiver, said I only see you. We didn't have much but we had that night. Fingers laced tighter than the dark and the light. Now I'm halfway home to you. Every mile marker feels like something new. Got your picture on my dash, heart beating like it might just crash. You're my map, my sign, my view. Every road I take runs straight to you. I was lost, I was passing through. Now I'm halfway home to you. Kitchen about a week-long trip. You wanted that ocean, I was glued to that gig. I said, baby, I'm trying to make life right. You said, life's right here, can we leave tonight? Slam doors, sharp words we didn't mean. Your eyes got quiet like a winter field scene. I sat on a step, hands in my hair. You came down with a suitcase and a whispered prayer. But you set the bag by the front porch light. Said I'm still here, so let's get this right. We drew up a list on a napkin ring. Number 1 on the page, we choose us each thing. We learned to say sorry before it blew up. Swap pride for peace, poured it back in our cup. We were building a bridge over stubborn ground. Each I love you was another plank down. Now I'm halfway home to you. Every mile marker feels like something new. Got your picture on my dash, heart beating like it might just crash. You're my map, my sign, my view. Every road I take runs straight to you. I was lost, I was passing through. Now I'm halfway home to you. Same front porch, you and your sweater, me with my torch. Still lighting up candles on your late night cake. Still holding you close when your bones might. You were pouring that third cup of coffee, Saturday crowd half asleep, sun sneaking in through the blinds there, dust dancing over your cheeks. You laughed at my worn-out ball cap, said, boy, that thing's seen some roads. I said, yeah, but I ain't seen nothing like you in this old zip code. I didn't know love till that cheap cafe, till cream and sugar and your first name tag. You wrote your number on a napkin, hand kinda shook. I kept it in my wallet like a worn-out book. Now every time the sunrise hits just right on me, I go right back to that corner booth, table 3. Didn't know love till you smiled across the coffee stain. You were working 2 jobs in a night class. I was fixing up trucks down the road. We'd meet in the parking lot half-past, counting our quarters like gold. Talked about getting out someday, but we never had much of a plan. Just a beat-up Ford and a mixtape, and your fingers laced in my hand. I didn't know love till your head on my arm. Review full of nothing, just a long stretch of dark. Radio said, sir, I ain't got much money, but I swear I'll never quit choosing her, win or lose. He looked at you standing beside me, hair pinned up, hands in a fist. Then his voice got low and shaky when he said, take care of my kid. We didn't have a big church, just a borrowed white dress. Your mama cried in the front row. I was trying to steady my breath. I didn't know love till that courthouse rang. 40 bucks in my pocket, but it felt like a king. Yo, I do barely whisper, but it shook my bones. We walked out laughing, calling 4 walls home. Now every time I hear some old vows on TV, I remember your hand trembling, saying them to me. Didn't know love, till forever sounded that sweet. First winter the pipes all froze on us. We slept in our coats for a week. You burned the toast, I killed the heater. We both just stared and then screamed. Then you started laughing in that kitchen, barefoot on that cracked linoleum floor. Said if this is the worst it gets, babe, we're gonna make it, I'm sure. Summers you planted them daisies out by the rusted front gate. Got a second shift promotion, you tape my name up on the fridge with some tape. We dance in your old warm pajamas to some slow song humming through the wall. You stand on my feet like you always did, like we were kids in a high school hall. I didn't know love till we had nothing left, just a leaky roof, 2 beating chests, eating cold beans on a card table, laughing till 2, saying one day this'll be the good old days. Wanted you and me too. Now when the bills pile up and the world seems mean, I see you swaying in that yellow porch light beam. Didn't know love till broke fell rich with you and me. We've been rich, we've been poor, we slammed a few doors, we've said some words we didn't mean, but you're still that girl with the coffee, ink on your fingers, smiling at me. So if this old truck quits tomorrow and the bank comes calling our name, you can take all I've ever borrowed, just leave me your heart.
Met you at a rundown diner, coffee cold, my hands were too. You laughed at how the sugar spilled, said, guess it means I'm staying a few. Sunset in the broken blinds, painted stripes across your face. You were talking about leaving town, I was falling right there in that place. You drew hearts on a napkin, said you did it when you're bored. Tucked it in my flannel pocket like a quiet little word. I walked you to that gravel lot where your mama's pickup sat. You said love just ain't my strong suit, but my heart said I can live with that. If this old world keeps spinning wild, you're the stillness in my storm. Every back road, every mile feels like home when you're in my arms. From the first hello to the last goodbye, from the first wrong turn that turned out right. Love is just a moment passing by, then let me love you for the rest of my life. Small apartment, leaking roof and crooked floor, hand-me-downs and hand-washed dishes, your boots by our squeaky door. We kept changing out the light bulbs, trying to chase the dark away, But the brightest thing in that old place was your bare feet dancing in the frame. We thought about the little things like who forgot to lock the gate. You'd roll your eyes, I'd raise my voice. We'd both throw pride in the wrong place. Then you'd pour us 2 cheap glasses of that wine we never liked. Say, baby, we can lose this battle long as love still wins tonight. If this old world keeps spinning wild, you're the stillness in my storm. Every back road, every mile feels like home when you're in my arms. From the burned out bulb to the busted pipe, from the slammed doors to the made up nights. If love is just a moment passing by, then let me love you for the rest of my life. Your daddy never liked me much, said I dreamed more than I planned. He stood there in that churchyard with my ring on your left hand. He shook mine like it hurt his bones, but he pulled me kinda near. Whispered, boy, you better hold her when the weight gets too much to bear. We drove off in that same old truck, 10 cans dragging on the road. You were humming some worn out tune about forever, faith and hope. Fields rolled by like movie scenes, scarecrows bowing as we passed. You leaned over, kissed my shoulder, said, promise me that this will last. If this whole world keeps spinning wild, you're the stillness in my storm. Every back road, every mile feels like home when you're in my arms. From the cheap bouquet to the crooked cake, from the first night fears to the vows we made. If love is just a moment passing by, let me love you for the rest of my life. There were nights we almost lost it, bills piled high and hope ran thin. I took work that stole my sleep, you took shifts that stole your grin. But every time I reach for you, half asleep in that old bed, you'd mumble, we're gonna make it. I believe those words you said. We hung pictures of our summers at the lake and at the fair. Your hair tangled by the Ferris wheel, cotton candy everywhere. You kept every little ticket stub in a box beneath our sink. Said one day we'll show our babies where the mama used to drink. Then that blue line on a Monday changed the count of every day. Suddenly the kitchen tiles felt too small to hold our faith. You cried laughing on my shoulder with your hands across your waist. I knelt. Dust motes dance in the sunbeam, thick and slow, across the worn out linoleum where our bare feet used to go. That old kitchen table, scarred from 1,000 meals, holds just a coffee cup now, and all that silence feels. Oh, the fading pictures in my mind of a love I thought the good Lord had designed. Every smile, every tear, every whispered word and a heart that still yearns for the lessons that a love like ours only learns. Remember that old Ford pickup, rust on the driver's side? We'd drive for hours, nowhere bound, with nothing left to hide. Your hand on my knee, the radio soft and low, talking about forever like young folks always do. You know, we planned out our whole future under that big oak tree. Never once did we imagine what forever wouldn't be. Oh, the fading pictures in my mind of a love I thought the good Lord had designed. Every smile, every tear, every whispered word, a melody forgotten, a song unheard, just fading pictures in a heart that still yearns for the lessons that a love like ours only learns. The porch swing still creaks on evenings warm and long, just like it did when we'd sit there humming some old love song. I see your shadow in the twilight, a ghost against the screen, reaching out for something that just can't be unseen. The way you laugh at my bad jokes, the crinkle by your eyes, now just a memory playing beneath these lonely skies. Time, they say, heals all wounds, makes the sharp edges blur, but some scars run so deep they just can't help but stir. When a scent, a sound, a feeling brings it all rushing back, like a freight train in the darkness on an empty, lonesome track. I try to hold on to the good times, the joy, the gentle grace, but the pain keeps on reminding of an empty, hallowed place. You showed up late to your sister's wedding, hair pinned up with a pencil you found, boots in your hand, heels in your purse, laughing too loud, spin around. You said these boots ain't even mine, I just kinda borrowed their shine. I thought, if that's how you treat leather, how you gonna handle a heart like mine? Took my hand like Sunday morning, soft and sure and a little shy. You said I don't dance, but I'll try for you under those cheap string lights. Now every step's a small forever, every song keeps turning into one more try. Guess I was wrong about borrowed boots, 'cause you've been walking with me all this time. Summer rolled in on a rusted Chevy, you pulled up, radio stuck on one song, window stuck too, so you had to shout, get in, this drive won't be long. We got gravel, popping fireflies and flight. You pointed out every house you wanted. I just watched your face in the porch light. You took my doubts like Sunday laundry, hung them out in the open sky. You said let the wind say what it wants to. We just watched those minutes drive. Now every mile's a soft confession, every back road turns into a sign. Guess I was wrong about borrowed time, 'cause you make every second feel like mine. Your mama cried when the dog got older. You held her hand on the kitchen floor. I fixed the screen that kept on sticking. You whispered thank you and nothing more. Later that night in the driveway gravel, you kicked a stone, tried not to tear up. Said I'm scared of losing folks I'm loving. I said darling, we're just filling up. You took my fear like black coffee, poured it out, filled my cup with light. You said we can't keep anything forever, but we can hold on to tonight. Now every ache's a kind of blessing, every crack lets me see you fight. Guess I was wrong about breakable things. You turned my pieces into something right. We've had slammed doors, late night phone calls, rain in the bedroom where the roof leaked through. We've had birthdays I almost ruined, saying the wrong thing at the worst time too. But somehow you keep choosing this crooked road with all its signs. You keep showing up in borrowed boots, and somehow they fit just fine. Oh yeah. So take my name like Sunday letters, written slow on a back porch line. You said I ain't perfect, but I'm trying. I said perfect never crossed my mind. Now every scar's a secret language, every laugh's a little proof we survived. Guess I was wrong about stories ending, 'cause ours keeps adding one more line. We got a place with a leaning mailbox, paint flakes off when the seasons change. You plant flowers in crooked circles, say I like them wild, can't keep them tame. There's a dent in the fridge from moving day, where we dropped it and almost cried. Now it's our favorite stupid memory of how we learn as we collide. You take my days like Polaroids, baby, shaking color into every frame. You said we're gonna age, might as well enjoy it, laugh at each wrinkle, each middle name. Now every dish in the sink is a promise, every mess that we make feels like a sign. Guess I was wrong about picture perfect, I just want your chaos tangled with mine. Storm came through on a Monday evening, lightning walking across the field. Power went out, you found some candles, said guess our plans are kinda sealed. We played cards till the deck got tired, told old stories in that waxy glow. You traced our heart on the dusty table, whispered there's something you should know. You took my breath like sudden thunder, held it close and let it go slow. You said if you want me, might as well into it, and I fed each wrinkle, each middle name. Now every dish in the sink is a promise, every mess that we make feels like a sign. Guess I was wrong about picture perfect, I just want your chaos tangled with mine.
You were standing by the snow cone sign, July sun in your hair, melting time. I was all dust boots and busted pride, truck full of doubts trying hard to hide. You laughed at a stain on my old white tee, said it looks like trouble found a home in you and me. I said girl, I'm a mess and a half, that's true. You said good, I need a mess to see me through. Slow dance in a dirt road sky, head on my chest, stars in your eyes. Radio low, world driving by, but it all fades out when you slow, slow dance in a dirt road sky. First fight came on a cold fall day. You packed a bag, said, boy, I might just walk away. I watched your taillights shake my faith. Sat in that driveway praying you'd hit the brakes. Phone lit up with your name half gone. You said, I'm at our spot, can we talk till dawn? I brought a blanket and a heart laid bare. You brought that stubborn hope, that crooked prayer. Slow dance in a dirt road sky, breath hanging, wide eyes red from crying. We argued soft, then we both went quiet. Then you leaned in close, said, baby, let's try it. If this is all I ever get from life, fighting and forgiven by a truck bed light, I'll thank the Lord till the day I die for a slow, slow dance in a dirt road sky. We signed our names on a courthouse line. You wore boots under lace, I wore borrowed time. Your daddy shook my hand just once, said, son, don't you dare let this girl give up. Tiny kitchen with a leaking sink, bills stacking up faster than we could think. But you turned cheap wine into holy ground, bare feet, big grin, spinning me around, slow dance in a dirt road sky. Tile floor cold, but your love runs high, ceiling fan hum like a lullaby. You whisper, baby, we'll be alright. If this is all I ever get from life, your lipstick on my coffee side, I'll thank the Lord till the day I die for a slow, slow dance in a dirt road sky. Years slid by like rain down glass. Some dreams came, some dreams just passed. You wanted kids, I was scared to try. Said, what if I fail? You said, then we'll fly. First sun came in a midnight storm. You squeezed my hand till my faith felt torn. Doc held him up, I forgot my name, till you smiled, said, honey, he's got your way. Slow dance in a dirt road sky, hospital room, fluorescent light. We rocked that boy, sang off-key lines of every old hymn we could find. If this is all I ever get from life, your tired eyes and that baby's cry, I'll thank the Lord till the day I die for a slow, slow dance in a dirt road sky. Baseball games and broken bones, homework spread on the kitchen phone. You in sweats, hair pinned high, still the same girl from that county line. We missed some dates, we burned some toast. We kept on loving when we liked each other least and most. You'd fall asleep with the TV on, I'd mute the world just to hear you yawn. Tell me, how did a fool like me end up where your soft heart sleeps? Through every wrong turn, every lost sign, somehow your hand kept finding.
Sun coming up on your old screen door, coffee in your cup, bare feet on my floor. You laugh at my hair, say I sleep too late, but you still kiss my cheek, say we're gonna be great. Your suitcase sat there by that crooked chair. I memorized every thread, every scar, every tear, till the day it was gone. And you backed down the drive, and the dust from your tires took the light from my eyes. But you came back anyway, pulling slow like a prayer. I forgot how to pray. All my I'm fine fell apart in your name. Every mile you drove washed away my blame. I swore I lost, you swore it was too late.
but you turned that wheel and you changed our fate. Baby, I pushed your heart away, and you came back anyway. I remember rain on that diner roof. You stared at your hands, said you wanted the truth. I hid behind pride like a worn out shield, too scared of the hurt that you made me feel. You circled your finger around your paper cup, said I can't keep falling just to watch you get up. I watched you walk out through that glass and chrome, and I called that night freedom, but it felt like alone. Still you came back anyway, like a song on the wind I once threw away. All my goodbyes, all my burning bridges turned into smoke and second chances. I swore I lost you, swore it was too late, but you turned that wheel and you changed our fate. Baby, I pushed your heart away, and you came back anyway. There were late night bars, there were strangers' names, too loud rooms trying to drown out your flame. I laughed too hard at somebody's joke, but the quiet walk home told the truth that I spoke. I kept your note in my glove box door, folded and worn like a prayer from the wall. Love isn't easy, but it's worth the scars. If you ever get brave, you know where we are. I read those lines at every red light, felt that shame in the dashboard light, till one small town sign in a midnight sky made me finally drop my pride. So you came back anyway, but not 'cause I begged, not 'cause I made you stay. You came back strong, you came back sure. Said I want your heart, but I need it pure. I swore I lost you, swore it was too late, but you stood right there at my front gate. Baby, I pushed your heart away, and you came back anyway. You said I don't need perfect, I just need honest. I don't want promises if you can't keep them. But if you're still in this, if you still want us, take off your armor, let me see you bleed, then heal. So I told you about the nights that I got it wrong, all the times I left when I should have held on. Told you about my father and his slam screen doors, how I learned to run long before I learned more. You didn't flinch, didn't turn your head, just traced every crack in the words I said. You took my hand like you always had, said we can grow good from whatever's been bad. And you stayed here anyway, even when the storm rolled in and the sky turned gray. Through every fight, every bitter word, every slam down phone, every hope deferred. I swore I'd lose, you swore you'd drive away, but you packed your faith for another day. Baby, I pushed your heart away, and you stayed here anyway. There's a porch swing squeak to our everyday, half-finished projects in the yard halfway, burnt toast mornings and lawn chairs at night. We're a little bit crooked, but we're holding on tight. There's a dent in your
dancing in the afternoon light through the kitchen window pane. Caught a glint off that old silver frame on the mantelpiece, just the same as it's been since you went away. A faded photograph crinkled at the edges shows a summer day sun on our young faces. A love so clear like water in the river, now just a memory of silent, lonely shiver. Remember that old Ford rust on the bumper? We drove it down to Miller's Creek. Felt like kings, no need to speak, just the sound of the tires, a steady rim squeak, and your hand in mine, so soft and weak. A faded photograph crinkled at the edges shows a summer day sun on our young faces. A love so clear like water in the river, now just a memory of silent, lonely shiver. Mama always said, boy, don't you rush it, but your laugh, it pulled me in like a moth to a flame, a sweet, sweet sin. Never thought our story would ever thin, or that joy would ever truly begin to end. A faded photograph crinkled at the edges shows a summer day sun on our young faces.